Hi everybody. Today I decided that I was going to try to fill in the cracks in the entryway. You can see I skim coated a little bit there already because there were no cracks in that wall. But I figured I'd kind of share with you guys like how I'm doing it, and just I do a little different kind of a thing than what some people do, but that's just me being picky. But I'll show you what I mean. Like here's a crack I already started to gouge out. But over here, let's see if I can walk around here. We took the wallpaper off in here, my wife and I. And this is kind of what you get. You know, this is the glue. So that's just kind of on there. I could, get a bunch of chemicals and spray on there, soap or something, I don't know, hot water, scrape it forever, and I'll probably never get it all off. So I decided I'm just going to skim coat over it, which a lot of people do. Yeah, so that's what I started there. But then I decided I better just finish all the cracks up, fill them in before I do that, because then I'll be doing two different things at once, and that's not very organized. And not a very organized guy as it is, so I want to try to be better. But anyways, so here's one that they had, but I wanted to show you something that was kind of weird. When they wallpapered this wall, this crack was already pre-existing, and they just wallpapered over it. And to mask it, what they did was they took a piece of like tape or something, paper, and they just put it along the whole crack, and you can still see the pattern of it now. See it going up there. Instead of fixing it, because I mean there's probably a bunch, and they just probably didn't want to deal with it, and wallpaper covers it up, and it's good enough, right? But my wife, she wants to paint these walls, and so I can't put wallpaper up, and I don't really know that's a good idea to do anyway. I think I should probably fix it, even if she does change her mind someday and wants to wallpaper. Then we'll have decent walls to wallpaper over, hopefully. But I imagine this house might move again someday. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Stanley knife, and I'm just going to gouge this out in the shape of a V. One down angled in and one up angled in. And just to make it wider, and I want to get to the lath. And once I get to the lath, when I take a screwdriver, I'm just going to gouge the hole out wider, and then vacuum it all out, all the loose dust, because it just needs to come out of there. You can't have it in there, or it'll just, it won't let your, well, I guess you won't get a proper bond, I should say. Probably isn't gonna hurt too much. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I know a lot of guys are like, oh, you gotta get it all out, but I can't really see the reason for it. But I do it anyway, just because I just rather do it and whatever. But anyways, so normally what you're taught when you learn how to do this is you just do a V, in. But I'm kind of picky, I suppose, so I'll show you guys. This is kind of what I do. I do the V. So right here, you can see is one that I have gouged out. And this was a small one, actually, quite like that one over there. But they turned to be pretty big real quick. So I gouged it out, and then you see I got to the lath way back in there. And then once I'm in there, I go in like this, and I gouge a V out on the inside. And then again up on the top, angled up, and then you gouge that out too. So that way it's kind of like a point. It goes down this way on the outside, and then angles in on the inside. And my thought on that is that once I mix my fast set mud, my harder stuff, because you want to fill these up with the hard stuff. Like quick set, 45 minute, 90 minute, whatever you want to work with. But don't use the topping mud. Don't use the all-purpose mud for this, because it's just not strong enough. But I mix it, and I push it in there real hard, with my mud knife, just to get it into the lath. And my hope is that if I push hard enough, it'll mushroom back into those keys, And then it will stick to the lath, and it'll be stuck in behind the plaster up here and down there. And then the reason you do this angle here like this is so that way it feathers in the mud when you put it on, so it's more of a smooth finish. But anyways, I thought I'd show you guys that real quick, and then what I'll do is I will gouge that crack out over there, and then I'll show you guys filling it in and how I do that, and I'll do the one that goes up to there. I'll try to get all this on these walls here today, and just kind of show you guys my process of that. All right, there, gouged them all out, vacuumed them out. As you can see, they got a little larger. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some mud, and I am going to fill them in. I don't know if I have enough to fill that little patch there. I know I definitely don't have enough to fill that one down there. But I'll do what I can. Probably just a crack right now. So, alright. Mix some up and then we'll fill it in. Okay, so I just mixed up some mud. Some of this stuff here. This is easy sand 45. Means it sets up 45 minutes, so I don't have a lot of time to really mess around. But I mixed it up into my mud pan, and all you need to do this is 6-inch knife. That's it. That's all. Yeah. You don't need nothing fancy. You do need a metal blade though. Don't go using all that plastic crap. Don't do that. But anyways, your mud pan can be plastic. That don't matter. I just got this because I'm rough on my stuff, and yeah, this is I've had this for like 13 years, so if that says anything. But anyways, yeah. So this is what you want to use for filling in cracks or anything like it. Just don't use like the concrete stuff. You don't want to do that. But anyways, you'll use this and you'll fill in the cracks, and it'll shrink up and leave a little bit of an indent in the cracks. So when that's all done, then all you got to do is fill it in with the regular stuff. So let me move myself just a little bit here. See, just a little bit. I'll walk over here and I'll show you how to do this. So here's a crack, right? Ta-da, crack. Let's do this little spot right here. It's a good spot. I'm gonna put it in. Sweep near it in there, just smash it in there as hard as I can. Back and forth, all kinds of different ways. I want it to go into the crack. So pretty much wipe it on, press real hard, wipe it back off. As you can see, the wall moves a little bit right there, but that'll stiffen up once it's in there. So yeah, and that's basically it right there. So that's what you'll end up with, something like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and do all the rest of this stuff throughout this whole place. Some up there. Yeah, I'm gonna do all this real quick and then I'll get back to you. You gotta love Michigan weather. It was decent just a while ago. Now it's basically flooding everywhere. This sucks. Look at this out here. Look at the yard. Went nuts. Just covered in water. Oh well. Anyways, I've been doing some skim coat stuff. Well, no I haven't. I've been filling in cracks. And I was going to show you guys this patch. You might have seen it in another video. So this fell one time with the last tenant, and he said that there was a big storm and he felt pressure raise up in the house, and he heard a big boom, and that big hunk there fell down. So I put some 3/8 I think drywall up in there just to fill it, because I'm not going to fill that whole thing full of plaster. That's just kind of a waste, and they didn't have drywall back in those days, so they couldn't have done this, or I'm sure they would have. But so what I'm doing is I just use some thinner drywall to kind of be a filler, and then I'm going around it with hard mud, and then I'm gonna skim over the top of it with the same mud, just a light skim coat actually for that, and then I'll hit it with the softer stuff and feather it right into the existing here. And there's another spot right here that's like that. And as you can see, I have already filled in the major parts of the cracks. But, oh, and here's the old wallpaper that was in here. That was all over that. That was actually pretty easy to get off compared to some of the other stuff. But I have to figure out a way to get all of it from, like, you can't really even see from way up there. Let me see if I can get this stuff. Yeah, it goes up there pretty far. I'm working with treble lights right now because, like I said, there's the electric in this house is really, really hit and miss. So some of it works, some of it don't, and there is none upstairs. And this little light here is one that doesn't work. So yeah. Anyways, I'll keep working on this and I'll update you as it goes along. All right. So here's another thing I wanted to point out. So I just got done filling in the cracks, and as you can see, like right here, it's already shrinking in pretty good. That stuff, I left that mud in this house too long, and humidity got to it, and that's not good for it. And so it dried like crazy fast. So yeah. But anyways, I got the cracks filled in. But I wanted to show you guys something else too real quick. As it's drying, it gets to a certain point to where it's like pretty tough, you know, it's still, you can still move it around a little bit. But anyways, what I like to do is instead of sanding all this stuff back down, I'll take my knife and just flat blade right across all of it like this. Just scratch all that stuff up off there. Just so that way I don't have to mess with it later. That's all. Yeah. So it gets off quite a bit. I mean, yeah, it's better than it being hard on there and then having to scrape it all off. Yeah. Not bad. But after this is all set, I'll take some general purpose, the green, where is it? It comes with a green lid, usually. But anyways, I'll take some of that and I'll put a little bit of water in it, just to thin it out, just a little. And then I'll go over this again. What I'll do with that is I'll just smear it in, and I'll just take it right back off. Like I pretty much like I did here. So that way this is perfectly flat. And then after that, I'll do a skim coat over all this glue, and basically for that, what you do is the same thing. You just kind of put it on and take it back off, kinda. You leave a little bit on, but it's just to smooth things out. Like this right here is one quick coat of the mud that I did. Well, there's a crack that I just filled in, but and sometimes you'll see these little gouges like this, and that's easy enough to deal with. You just smear it on, smear it back off again, right over that. And you only gotta do that maybe 2 times, and then you can sand it, a little quick light sand, and it'll be done. Yeah, and then you can prime over it, and then that's it, ready to paint. This right here, what I'll do with this is I'll take a little piece of drywall and I'll put in there, and then I'll fill in over that. So the drywall will just basically be a filler. So I'm not wasting a bunch of plaster or anything like that. Yeah, look at this. This is how big that first crack that I showed you guys ended up being. Just kind of crumbled, and just for an example, I mean, that's my hand. Yeah. So that's how it can turn out. Oops, my bad. You think it's a little bit, and it turns out to be a lot. Oops. Like in one room, I saw a crack and I gouged it out, and it was like the size of a football when I was done. But yeah, So here's the second coat of mud over all the seams. And I guess I should tell you guys where I learned some of this stuff. A good part of it is YouTube, actually. There's some channels, Kirk Giordano Plastering, that I watched like crazy before I even started this house, because all the plaster I knew we were going to keep. And another one, I want to say his name's Paul Peck. And he has some good drywalling techniques that are very useful for skim coats. I used to be a drywaller a long time ago, but I got out of that and I just do something completely different now. But yeah, so yeah, I guess give credit where it's due. But yeah, so I have that and this. I have to mix some more mud and put in the rest of this one. Then I'm gonna go over all the cracks one more time, all over the place. And then I'll just pretty much call this room ready for skim coat after that. I did these cracks up here already with the second coat, and that should be fine. I have to run down this one. As you can see, it kind of shrinks in a little bit, which is good. It means it's holding it, you know, it just kind of sucks into the lath. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted. Yep. Hello, so I just got done doing some skim up there with the harder mud. I filled in the seams all the way around and second coated in the cracks. And and I did this over here too. Well, of course, there will be a shadow all over it. Why not? It's all hot. Ooh, so that just didn't do any good. Whatever. Anyways, so there's a I'm just making it worse every way I go. I have fixed this somewhat. It looks a lot better, as you can see from what it was. Second coated all that. And I just gotta let it dry. And in the next video, I'll skim coat the walls and show you guys before and after all that. Yeah, awesome. Future project is gonna be this ceiling. My wife and I were removing the wallpaper in this room, and we got up here on a scaffold and it just started to fall, and it's just real soft over here. So I'm gonna tear all the seam down and I'm going to re-drywall that. This and the laundry room are gonna be the only two rooms that have drywall. This one will just be a drywall ceiling. The rest of everything else will be plaster, because I can patch all this. I actually did some patching right here already, like just down the wall. There's a big giant crack that went down, but I patched it all up already. Like that one, but I'll fill that one in sometime too. But yeah, that's a future project to look forward to.